You ever wonder why a conveyor belt is used to deliver sushi? There's actually an interesting story behind it. The kaiten sushi was developed by Yoshiaki Shiraishi. He ran a small sushi restaurant after World War II. At the time, most sushi places charged different rates for different sushi depending on what fish was in season, and they didn't display the cost of the sushi up front. Customers didn't know how much they'd have to pay until they got the check, which must have led to some surprising results. Shiraishi spearheaded the idea of setting a fixed price for all sushi up front, which was a huge hit with the customers. And thanks to this upfront fixed price, his restaurant turned into an overnight success. In fact, it was so successful, he and his staff couldn't keep up with the demand, and his restaurant was always packed. Which brought on a problem. His workers were tired. And each day, more and more of his staff would quit. Mr. Shiraishi faced a dire situation. One of his acquaintances just happened to invite him to a brewery factory tour, and it was there Mr. Shiraishi first laid eyes on the answer to his problems: the conveyor belt. He came up with the idea of using a conveyor belt to bring customers their sushi. This way he could focus on just making sushi, and he would cut the need of having a large staff. He put his plan into action immediately, and worked with the factory to help make his dream a reality. The first thing they tested was how fast the conveyor belt should move, which they found out to be 8 centimeters per second. Development was moving smoothly, but hit a big snag. This sharp turn was an obstacle the factory had never faced. The tiles which carried sushi would get stuck in the corner like this. ここだ! This proved to be a great challenge to work around, and several years passed. The solution to this problem came from a very unlikely place. One day, while playing cards, Mr. Shiraishi looked at his fanned-out hand. It dawned on him that this was the shape that could make the turn. His conveyor belt was complete, and he opened a new restaurant which was able to accommodate 3 times as many customers as his old shop. And since he was able to cut labor costs, he was able to further lower his sushi prices. So if it hadn't been for Mr. Shiraishi and the conveyor belt, the world may not have been able to experience sushi at a reasonable price.